Crypto Space is back with another Orynth update for you guys. These are the projects that I'm covering now are the ones I'm really bullish on, that are still low cap, that still have massive upside, right? I'm showing you guys, like I said, if you have a smaller portfolio, there's still, a way to be successful in this space, right? The only thing the big KOLs are pushing are the quick pump and dump scams, right? KOLs meaning like the people with a lot of followers, right? The people with a lot of followers, they're just shilling you the pump and dump scams, right? Now, you're not going to see any of them talk about Orynth, right? I'm probably one of the only people on the timeline that's talking about Orynth here, right? I don't even have like a 1% bad. There's people with 1%, 2% of Orynth supply. I do not see them talk about the project one bit, right? But that's okay, right? Because when I do take profits, nobody could be mad at me when I do so, right? Because I'm here working for my bags, right? So as you can see, Orynth right now is sitting at 1.2 mil market cap, having a tough time breaking out of this range, but it's good. I'm not mad at it for consolidating here because, these are the type of charts that, have parabolic moves whenever they do take off, right? So if you take a look at Manganow, for example, Manganow is another launchpad that is extremely successful. What did it do, right? In the start of Manganow's existence, it had a little, bunch of sideways accumulation, right? A bunch of sideways accumulation. And then whenever that ended, it went to do this massive parabolic move, right? Just all this sideways accumulation, then boom, massive parabolic move, right? And even if you take a look at a meme coin that everyone is talking about right now, Penguin on Pump Fund, right? This, printed people 6 figures so quickly, right? So quickly, right? But the average person is not buying Penguin under $1 million market cap. Definitely not. The average person doesn't even know this coin exists. They only hear about it after it's at 20 million market cap, right? And that's most retail investors. That's most people in the space. But if you take a look at Penguin, what did it do? It had a bunch of days where it's sideways, nobody really paying attention, and then it went on to the parabolic run, right? So you can see Orynth doing the same thing right here. It's holding this range at this level, right? It's doing the same thing. It's gonna have consolidation, sideways, and eventually some type of catalyst is gonna happen, and then it's gonna have that parabolic run. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I think will happen for Orynth here. And again, if you want to stay up to date on Orynth and all the projects launching on Orynth, you can take a look at Orynth News on X, right? And you can see all the updates of the projects that are launching on Orynth. There's a ton of projects that are launching on Orynth and that are building on Orynth. Take a look at this. Easy API just did a recent update 20 hours ago. Final stages of integrating Solana. Some market makers can now take payment from the APIs with Solana, right? So Easy API making Solana credits available. Avocado AI doing a community reward fund, right? Avocado AI, pay with crypto officially with live on Avocado AI, access 40 plus AI models for video, image, music, etc., right? So many projects building on Orynth right here. Relaxing, they just recently commented on one of my recent videos. Thank you guys for tuning into the video. And look at this. Look at the AI 3D printed housing and stepper motors. Look at this being built on Orynth, right? And again, this is not Pump Fund, multi-billion-dollar launch pad. Elon, genius. He figured out what the crypto investors, the traders wanted. He became the casino. He became the person selling the shovels, right? And then became a billionaire. Elon, right? He became a billionaire doing so. So look at how successful that project was. I think that that's going to happen, and all the projects that launch on Pump Fund, how successful they are, right? I think the same thing is going to happen with Orynth here. There's going to be, a ton of projects that come out. There's going to be a lot of people that are serious and legitimate builders that are building on Orynth, right? Like a relaxing, they look very bullish to me with what they're doing here, right? And their projects are gonna explode, right? And with the project exploding, that would only be good for Orynth, right? That would be good for their project. That'd be good for Orynth as well. So, I think Orynth is in a great spot here. Like I said, guys, don't overinvest. I think 200,000 tokens here is a good bet to make. I think that's around $300, $250, something like that. Nothing too crazy, right? I think Orynth has 100 mil market cap potential, and it should be on the conservative side, 50 mil market cap potential here. So if you have 200,000 tokens, goes to 50 mil market cap, that's around $10,000, right? 200,000 tokens at 100 mil market cap would be 10K. No, 10K, yeah. 10K? No, 20K actually. 20K. So 50 mil market cap would be $10,000, right? With 200,000 tokens here, right? Now, obviously, the market is in such a bad spot. Maybe 50 mil market cap is too much, but I would think that is realistic because look at all the projects that are launching on Orynth. Look at all the projects that are building on Orynth, right? And the projects that are starting to take off. Look at that, Manganow taking off. Look at that, Manganow is taking off. Look at that. Look, oh my goodness. Manganow is up to 233K market cap. Let's take a look at that actually, just to show you guys. And remember, all of these projects building on Orynth are getting fees for their founders. Look at that, up 367%. Wow. I have no idea why it's happening, but good job, Manganow. Look at that. I have no exposure to it, but as you can see, right, when you see the contract ends in ORY, right here, contract ends in ORY, it is built on Ori, right? So again, with projects like this being successful on Orynth, right, the more projects that are successful on Orynth, the more successful Orynth becomes, and the more successful Orynth becomes, the more successful projects in the ecosystem becomes, right? So Manganow goes absolutely parabolic. That's going to be good for Orynth. Orynth goes parabolic. That all of a sudden they could help fund Manganow. They could help it get on tier 1 exchanges. As I said, they could help with marketing. They could help with funding, etc., etc. It's just just a cycle of success, basically. So as always, guys, none of this is financial advice. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Truly appreciate the support. I'll catch you in the next one.